Hey everyone, my name is Forever2 and welcome back to Reverse 1999 for a new main story, Chapter 7, Vereinsamt. I hope I said it right. Now, in the last video we left off, we went through the insanity madness of Isolde, who I believe joined Manus Vindicte because she believed that they will help her and the Doctor, Kakanya, achieve the dream of a kingdom of freedom, which she kind of welcomed by making people into painting, which is ridiculous, right? Although the artwork is lovely, it is time to move on since the storm has already passed. And we are on to the solution. From the damage to solution. From the trailer you saw in, I think in one of my videos that I was going to go through, and I do have it on the trailer, I believe. I think I have the trailer recorded, and I could show you in just a moment.
From critical point. The last of our staff is estimated to arrive at.
If you're here to check on the progress, there is none. I'm afraid you'll leave disappointed, Madam Lucy.
Send this to everyone.
This is La Unua.
We must share this with everyone. La Unua Diaklo.
What was that? Stop the transmission! The ritual is wrong!
Let us begin Chapter 7 with the secret of the diagonal. So, assuming we are back in the island, and yeah, hopefully, I think I might just do 10 parts, I believe. Maybe 2-hour video, maybe, I'm not too sure, but just to get the content through. So, I hope you guys enjoy the video as well. Tell you the truth, guys, today is
Mama, I have a question.
a cold as hell. Ooh. Do we hear?
Why don't people like the irrational numbers?
Is that a young 37? The woman turns around, gazing her daughter with warm affection.
Do you feel the same about them, 37?
Oh my god. She is absolutely gorgeous. So her name is 77.
Maybe a little?
It's funny they look the same. 37 looks down and kicks away a pebble.
You see, Mama, I can count to 3 and to 17, but I can never count to something like 0.01000100001000001, let alone use it in calculations.
I wouldn't be able to count like, oh, I got a phone call.
The endless, non-repeating decimals would make a mess of the results, and I can't keep the equations as simple and elegant as I want.
But your favorite, the circle. The ratio of its circumference to diameter is also an irrational number, is it not?
Pi is special. I know how it was found and what it represents, so I trust it and use it in my calculations. The same with e, logarithm 2, and root 2, but not many irrational numbers are this convenient to work with. Some have no patterns, no simplest forms, and no end. I can't work out their digits, write them out, or calculate them. Not only are they impossible to pinpoint on the number axis, but there's an infinite amount of these irrational numbers.
It's cute that she's acting like this. Aw.
What's so funny, Mama?
You're a clever, silly goose, my dear. You don't dislike them, you just don't understand them enough.
Leaning down, she picks up a soggy twig. Her hand moves, sliding the tip of the twig across the sand. 4 equal perpendicular lines are drawn, with 2 more diagonal lines intersecting in the middle. It is the shape of the familiar square.
Take our old friend root 2, for instance. The irrationality of this number can be proven through basic arithmetic, as it cannot be expressed as an irreducible fraction of integers a over b. A simple proof by contradiction is enough, with no knowledge of irrational numbers required. The presence of root 2 is prevalent in nature, and it is particularly noticeable along the diagonals of a square. This means...
Oh, I know! This means the system built solely on the ratio of integers was flawed.
Yes, root 2 is simple, elegant, and one of the greatest discoveries in mathematics. It showed the existence of infinite incommensurable numbers, with root 2 being the most obvious one to find. This was how the Tower of Old Ideas crumbled, paving the way for revolutionary breakthroughs that catapulted mathematical analysis into uncharted frontiers. We discovered a kingdom beyond our traditional methods, one that's immeasurable, incommensurable, and inexhaustible. And the key to its gates is hidden in plain sight, in the diagonal of a square.
A kingdom of irrationality.
The girl listens intently. As always, she understands quickly.
I see now, Mama. We are not all-knowing beings. There will always be numbers beyond our awareness, such as the nature of irrational numbers. So, if we get to know the irrational numbers better, we can be friends with them too. But you haven't told me why people on the island hate them.
A good question indeed. The image of her mother's face fractures. Oh, is this a memory? But her smile is clear, gentle, quiet, and almost pitying.
Mama?
What? Okay. Oh, I forgot about the bombing. Oh.
37. You're awake.
The girl sits upright in bed, her eyes starting into the air in dismay.
Sophia? How long was I out?
You've been in a coma for a week.
Her words are cut off as 37 jumps off the bed, rushing her way out.
No, stop! You're not well yet!
There's no time.
That's what she figuring out.
I have to find 6. I have to tell them now. Our circle has been broken.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, I have an itchy back. Okay. Our circle is broken. What does that mean? Wait. Circle. Wait, does that mean someone broke the circle? Like what Arcana did? The immunity spell?
Now we've learned some manners in a payron, haven't we? Namely, to abstain from beans,
Why?
never parcel off a loaf,
What?
and stay away from the white roosters on the road.
Okay. Okay, white roosters. Anyone encountered white roosters?
It's been so long since we last talked about these things. How time does fly. This rusty brain of mine is struggling to keep up. We should have waited until dawn to light the candles. The sun would have mistaken the day for night and delayed its appearance in the morning. That way we would have had more time to talk.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
Indeed. You possess a far greater understanding of the laws of nature than your ancestors. It's only natural that you wouldn't relate candlelight to sunrise. But for the people of earlier times, there was a commonly understood connection between the two. Did the trees not bear fruit after the Horn of Plenty was filled at the harvest festival? Did the field not wave with grain? Does the lighting of a match not illuminate the moon? It's human nature to try to understand the world. Of course, at that time, mistakes were made, and some phenomena were attributed to the wrong causes. Some theories were developed from false facts. It was a time of symbols, you see.
Such as?
The flower represented blessings and harvest. The Ouroboros, the eternal cycle. The hawk, wit and astuteness. And the soil, safety and protection. Aside from nature, the circle symbolized protection, the triangle, stability, and the triple helix, ascendance, change, and the unity of mind, body, and soul.
Now, I understand the circle being a protection spell, and I think that's probably been referenced and used. I mean, why not?
As time went on, things became associated with one another, and more symbols were created.
It's not a very methodological approach.
You can see the cause and effect with your own eyes, dear. It's clear when something is related and when it isn't. If the outcome isn't what we expect, these symbols must be incorrect. But it's not their physical form that's wrong. Physical objects never lie. It's the meaning and concept given to them that are wrong, you see. Objects are just objects. A match is just a match, not the illuminator of the moon. An animal is just an animal. The circle and triangle are only shapes. And you are just you.
Symbolism. I believe that's what it is, yeah. Alright, next chapter, the blue and the gray. And it looks like we're about to meet with Arcana. Now I just remembered something, that Arcana may have died within chapter 7. I think. That's what I'm getting at from the trailer that you saw earlier in my videos. That was spoilers, to be honest. And I shouldn't have played it, but oh well. She's checking at the time. Again.
Nothing's happening.
The Hall of Truth is as crowded as ever. Ideas, noises, and arguments are all crammed into one space.
Miss Virgin, your attention, please.
Wow, look at her skin! Okay, I really like that skin tone right there, including the veins here, I think. Who are you?
This is a public inquiry, and your answer determines the fate of you and your friends.
Are they still on trial, for crying out loud?
There will be a vote on your punishment. considering the leak of the island's coordinates and the damages caused by you and Manus Vindictae.
We didn't even do anything, damn it.
Yet, in the past 2 hours, you've looked at your watch 10 times. Forgive me for being blunt. What could possibly bother you more than your sentence?
My apologies.
A mocking click of the tongue can be heard from the crowd. You sumbitch.
Let her look, 888. Doesn't it occur to you that time is also in the form of numbers?
That is true. Although, didn't know it was you. So her name was 888, really?
Perhaps she's waiting for her lucky number to come.
His words cause a ripple of chuckles throughout the hall. Clearly, after hours of debate and discussion, this lighthearted moment brings a much-needed sense of relief.
Besides, what conclusions have the good people here made? We were brought together in this great hall today, for misfortunes have struck us in the past week. Manus followers were found dead in our sacred place, the Gorgon current was cut off, and a human army has invaded our land. There are also the territorial disputes, the threats from external powers, and the conflicts between our guests. As you can see, our guests have brought us quite the unexpected gifts. They will give us their explanations. But whose words should we trust? Those of the Foundation? Or Manus Vindictae?
I have a feeling that at some point, everyone here in this island will choose their own factions. I believe they'll be split. And that is unfortunate. He bows slightly, gesturing to the left of the stage. Hell.
I swear on the stone of truth that I have no knowledge of the leak. We never gave any information to the humans. As we speak, the St. Pavlov Foundation is taking measures to mediate the territorial disputes from outside the island.
But you did report everything here to the Foundation. And you don't know what they did with the information, do you?
Right.
A questionable defense. A doubtful explanation. Why should we trust her? We all know that the Foundation is closely associated with the humans. They are the false friends of the Arcanists. With their crocodile tears and broken vows, while many may have changed over time, their nefarious human taint lingers.
That's because we're shifting timelines, you dingus.
Besides, why should we seek collaboration and assistance from an organization that's 7 years behind us on the study of the emanation?
His words evoke a murmur of agreement.
But rush not, brothers and sisters. The moment of decision has not yet arrived. Let's give our old friend Manus Vindictae a fair and equal hearing before casting our pebbles into the pot.
He stretches out his right hand, directing the audience's attention across the stage. On the right, there sits a quiet figure in black and blue. And you chuckle.
Indeed. The Foundation's understanding of the emanation is 7 years behind ours. However, our Manus friends here are unable to speak at all, let alone understand complex mathematical principles. Please enlighten us, Miss Arcana. Why were swaths of your followers found dead at the door of our sacred place? Did our math lessons drive them to madness, causing them to bash their heads against the gates of truth like martyrs?
I mean, they are insane.
So it would seem.
What?
She's not denying. No one likes math. That is true. Everyone, they don't even like math. They just rather cast spells and everything. Mathematics is nothing to the Manus. So they rather just die than learn more lessons. Wow. Who knew that they hate math so much? Her quick and straight answer causes a commotion in the crowd. Yet she only gently closes the book on her lap, uncaring of the suspicious stares around her.
One must confess that our followers were ill-prepared to take on the wisdom of the island. But we did come seek mutual development with sincerity. I trust you are aware of the assistance we have provided over the years in this world of matters, which you, though reluctantly, relied upon. As to this debate, I was once told a story that now seems fitting to recount.
Her gaze falls on the bench. The fair-haired judge has not spoken a word since the debate began.
Pray, share with us.
Thank you kindly. 'Tis the story of the Circle.
Oh.
A young artist told it to me before I arrived on this island.
Yes?
In the ancient past, amid a world of primitive instincts and ignorance, the first intelligent mind awakened. Overwhelmed by the enormity of nature and dismayed by its own insignificance, the creature was shaken to its core. In an act of defiance, it drew a magic circle, shielding its powerless self from the formidable world beyond. This was the first magic, when the primitive man mastered the pneuma within and wielded it against the relentless forces of nature. In that process, man hath gained a deeper understanding of the boundaries and limitations of its power. This is the tale of the first circle.
The ring. Sorry.
The circle shielded us, and its protection benefits thee to this day.
Until we figured it out.
What I find intriguing in this story, man hath established its existence, recognized its boundaries, and learned the purpose of life, all by relying upon this very circle.
Bang! The hall gate bursts open. The intruder with the small figure leans weakly against the door frame. Door 37 for the win. Come on, tell everybody.
37.
All eyes are fixed on the young girl. Some have even risen to their feet in surprise. The leader on the bench breaks the silence.
What's wrong, 37?
The island.
Her pale lips tremble, struggling to get the words out.
Our island has fallen ill.
Even the slightest sound is gone. An eerie silence descends upon the hall. Another dull, muffled thump, as if something struck a hard surface. But it's enough to get the rest of the crowd to their feet. They look up at the roof. The thud came from up there. Oh, they're getting bombed, aren't they? More thumps follow. It's as if the hall has turned into a drum, with an out-of-control drummer playing frantically on the dome.
Ah! What is going on? Is that a hailstorm?
No. I don't think so.
Standing outside the gate, the numberless corrector looks up at the sky. Being barred from entering the hall, she can see better from where she stands.
Those are Abraxases.
Oh, never mind. They're creatures.
Falling from the sky.
Eh? Another look at the watch. It's become something of a habit of her over the last few years. This is it. The long-anticipated moment has finally arrived. The storm is here.
It's the storm.
Told you!
The storm of this era is here.
And if she said her circle is broken, that means the island is in danger. You gotta realize this. Oh, while drinking my coffee. Alright. On to this. Bring the gravel down. Who is this? Oh, be fighting? And unfortunately, I think, my things... I forgot that I was trying to upgrade my characters. I can only do a little bit of a time. Oh, man.
Miss Verton, did you just say the emanation has happened? Just now?
More precisely, its 24-hour countdown has begun. There's always a buffer period before the storm, during which the storm syndrome gradually spreads from the critical point across the globe. The symptoms are different every time, and we have yet to discern a pattern. With the help of Laplace Scientific Computing Center, the best we can do now is to send a 24-hour warning prior to the storm.
Which has been an hour.
Another minute has passed.
The hall is once again filled with the whispers of the white robes. On this island, dedicated solely to the study of the emanation, the situation has far surpassed their imaginations.
Please remain seated, everyone. We are still in the middle of a vote. The emanation holds no influence on this island. The discussion must continue until a satisfactory conclusion is reached. No other subjects shall be brought up until then.
The Banshee, acting as the custodian of the assembly, raises her voice, drowning out the argument. So she is a Banshee. Okay, no wonder she's got different skin. Despite the unforeseen turn of events, she remains committed to her duty. The debate must go on. Are you kidding me?
Come here, 37. Can someone please bring her a blanket?
And possibly some medicine. Her voice softens as she looks at the frail, slender girl in front of her.
42. Go with Sophia and check on those Abraxases.
The man bows and leaves. Order is restored under the dome once more.
Ah, good news. Good news indeed. We are freed from the pain of choosing whom to blame, are we not?
What?
I don't know why it made me laugh. The rhetorician raises a hand with a triumphant smile. As usual, he's offering a new perspective, or what some might call another attempt to stirring up the crowd.
The emanation is coming. The tides of Numa will pour from above and wash away all trivialities. By then, human intruders and the international powers of this era, along with the turmoil they brought, will all be dissolved and poured into the ditches like gunk.
Well, what he said may be true, but when 37 said that our circle is broken, I think the protection of this island is, like, literally broken, and they're going to be erased along with it.
And we will regain our shores, and return to the study of essence and forms.
His words are met with silence. 37, please say something. The crowd is lost in thought, having long detached themselves from the phenomenal world. To 10's words are striking a chord.
No, it's different this time.
The petite figure stands on her feet. She is pale as snow from her coma and did not bother to put on the blanket given to her.
The island has fallen ill. It's getting bloated, stagnant, and sluggish, drifting into the world of matters where ignorance reigns. Soon, the tides of Numa will wash over us, sweeping away the fragments of the phenomenal world.
What did you say? In other words, we will all be taken by the emanation? This
is unthinkable.
This is terrible news, one that nobody wants to hear right now. The impact is like a bomb going off. The crowd is buzzing with fearful whispers. The lady next to 37 stands up, still holding the unused blanket.
37, you just woke up from a coma. You're not well. Why don't you take another rest?
You are in denial. Shut the hell up.
No time for that. I'm here to warn you. Apiron is gone. I can no longer sense it. This has never happened before.
Yeah, your god abandoned you. Sorry.
Why are you so surprised, 37?
The question is asked softly, but it cuts like ice.
You should know the reason of its alienation. You brought outsiders to the sacred place. You betrayed the scripture's teachings and angered Apiron.
And that's not true, you bitch. Sorry.
Of course, I may have jumped to this accusation, as Manus Vindicte also intruded our sacred place without permission. People, as of now, there's no proof that the emanation will influence the island.
You have got to be kidding me.
37's account is lacking.
Again, you have got to be kidding me.
And we are still plagued by suspicions, accusations, and the damages done to our home. We are to proceed with the hearing and reach a final verdict on both the Foundation and Manus Vindicte.
Yeah, it is kind of frustrating that they're still holding freaking trials while we're facing an impending apocalypse here. The attempt to refocus the assembly fails as half the audience turns their attention to the gate. Sophia has returned, standing hesitantly in front of the entrance.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I shouldn't have intruded the whole of truth, but...
Though irritated by the constant interruptions, the custodian immediately notices her peculiar expression.
Sophia, weren't you and 42 checking on the Abraxases? What is the matter?
The corrector gestures in the air, her voice shaking.
The Abraxases don't look right. Their beaks, no, their entire heads are melting into oil paints.
Yeah, they're turning to paints.
And 42, we were on the beach, suddenly he...
Her words trail off. Beyond the open gate, the screeching of the bird monsters completes her sentence. The other believer appears behind her, shoving Sophia aside as he flails and stumbles into the hall. His face is melting, colorful oil paints forming a puddle on the floor.
Now I see! It finally all makes sense!
He's becoming hysteric!
There never was the truth, nor the transcendental! Everything is a lie! Nothing but shadows on walls, flickers of fire and fragments of reality! No one will survive the oblivion! The island will be destroyed amid its conflict!
I really like the music going on, and the voice acting is going peak right now. I really like this game.
Is that... the storm syndrome?
Yep.
42, your face!
Completely disregarding those around him, he bursts into maniacal laughter, casting an arcane glow into his palms. He jumps to his seat and knocks over a row of torches.
No one!
888, stop conversing with him. We must subdue him. Now.
Yeah, stop that madman. Sorry.
Look at my back.
Alright.
Wanna watch the aerial stunts?
Keep up the pace. Target confirmed.
A little trick.
Alright, let me take a look at these guys real quick.
Go. Damage.
Okay, I will tell you this. I really hate the enemies in the island here, especially the Abraxas here. That freaking bird here. And I really liked how this little veil of disorienting colors on each of their persons here. I really love that. I really do.
Fine.
Charging. Loading.
Don't blink.
Eliminate target. Aim and shoot. No experience.
Wanna watch the aerial stunts?
This is for us all. Bask in the sunlight.
Right win.
Oh no. Bring another bird.
Haven't you eaten? Better. Wanna watch the aerial stunts? Swallow my exhaust.
The sparkling of the sea, the shimmering of scales, there is always a light to follow.
A little trick.
Shield.
Oh, damn it. Well, there goes she is. Well, at least 37 is powerful.
Time to verify my new hypothesis.
Go. Damage. Charging. Loading. Devote yourselves to one another. Target confirmed.
Thank you. Hit the bird,
Barrage.
please. Thank you.
Incomprehensible.
Circuits functioning properly.
Space and order.
I, robot, child of science.
There we go.
Although we come from different lands.
Okay, so we dealt with them. Sorry.
He has the storm syndrome. Please, listen everyone. 37 is right. Something's changed on this island. Your immunity to the emanation has been weakened.
42 lies motionless on the floor. His face is still a mess of colorful paint. Fear and uncertainty quickly arise around him.
How? That's never happened in the last 8 times!
A feeble induction, my friend. Just because you've never seen a purple cow doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
You are...
Must we talk of logic now? 42 has literally been emanated!
First the army, then the emanation. Everything's been falling apart since the outsiders arrived on this island.
Why do you keep blaming us, damn it?
The Foundation and Manus Vindicte.
Blame one of them.
One of them must answer for this.
Blame the Manus, damn it.
Then you should also ask 37 and number 0 what they've done in the sacred place to anger Apeiron so much.
No, 37 didn't cause this. I told you. It was Manus Vindicte. They broke the peace agreement and launched suicide attacks. They forced their way into the cave.
You and them are equally responsible on this matter.
Oh, shut the hell up.
They at least paid with their lives. What about you? You claim that 42's abnormality was caused by the emanation. But how are we to believe that it isn't, in fact, the work of your arcane skills?
Because no one can do that! Really?
As we went through your belongings, Miss Vertin, we found a golden sampling device. Enlighten us. What exactly is the Foundation looking for here?
Nothing.
That's...
Dude, did she plant that? From the other side of the hall comes a soft chuckle.
Good, Vertin, good. Let the confrontations be louder and the struggles be harder. I wonder what shall come of this.
Silence.
The gravel slams down with a heavy, undeniable thud. The host of the assembly rises to his feet, his face unusually grave.
The debate will end now.
Thank you.
Since we were unable to come to an agreement, further discussion is pointless. There are more pressing matters to attend to. This will be the end of the assembly, and my decision will be the final ruling. I demand that both parties leave this island at once.
Makes sense to me, to be honest. The decision is clear and final. As the number of reconciliation, 6 has been mindful of his use of unilateral authority. Yet there are no objections this time. The hall falls into a silence that demands a decision. What to do? Accept for 6's verdict? Or wait for Arcana's move? I don't know. Honestly, this is the peaceful we could do. We could leave right now, but should we wait for Arcana's move? The outcome is still acceptable. Things will just go back to square one. Besides the concepts of exchange of the storm and the samples of asymmetrical nuclei are already significant advancements for subsequent research. More importantly, if the School of Apeiron cannot form an alliance with the Foundation, they must be stopped from joining forces with the enemy instead. This is a chance to take the initiative and avoid being caught in a reactive position. All that's needed is to stand up and nod.
I respectfully accept your verdict.
Agreeing was the easy part. Now comes the real issue. What will she choose to do?
My choice matches that of Vertin's.
She casually agrees, just as she did when asked to pledge on the same stone bangles.
But may I ask for one small doubt to be dispelled? Miss Vertin and I will depart ere long. Do you truly not desirest aid from us?
You're kind to ask, miss. It is true that our circle has been disturbed, but we see it as a mere turbulence of the phenomenal world. He who holds the compass decides the circle. This will not shift the center of our focus, nor change the shape of our beliefs.
6 bends down, laying his hand on 42's forehead.
Medin Hagan.
He purged the storm syndrome with an arcane skill.
Really?
I never thought it would be possible.
The leader straightens up, looking as composed as ever.
The light of intelligence has cleansed 42 of confusion. It is also what the island needs. The incident will be properly handled, and my ruling stays unchanged.
Maybe I should have waited for the move.
I expect your words to be matched by actions, Miss Arcana.
His tone is cold, leaving no room for negotiation.
Certainly. It was a fair and just decision. If only one could depart amidst such unfavorable weather. I presume Miss Vertin will also appreciate more time to prepare for the journey. What sayest thou?
I am so confused with Arcana's mannerisms. It is a reasonable request, and her expression is nothing but decent and sincere.
The hourglass empties in 2 hours. Please leave before that.
Thank you for your thoughtful consideration.
The decision is met with no further objection from the people. Six puts away the hourglass and looks at the silent audience.
Lastly, I would like to share a story. To conclude today's meeting and respond to Miss Arcana's tale.
I am most honored.
The leader raises his hand and faces the people. Hold on. Just for the thumbnail.
I too have heard the story of the First Circle, but in my version, more followed. The first of man were intimidated by the enormity of nature and constantly tried to defy and escape it. Our ancestors, however, had the opposite reaction. They found solace in nature, which welcomed them with a nourishing embrace, sharing its vastness and sublimity without reservation. It was the perfect harmony, the moment the circle ceased to represent confrontation and avoidance. As we bathed in Apollo's illumination and wandered the tranquil shores, our souls resonated, and we were lifted to a higher wisdom. This was how we conquered our fears, emerged from ignorance, and allowed ourselves to indulge on the essence and forms. This was the rise of the classic man. May you all be blessed with the courage for reconciliation, the determination for peace, and the devotion to nature. Qualities no less noble than caution and defiance. You may all leave now.
I will never truly understand
Please,
sex.
just a moment.
37, please say it. A clear voice rings across the hall, stopping Six in his tracks. Her robe flutters as she stands up on the high podium.
I will fix our circle.
I don't know about that.
888 was right. I have enraged Aperon.
Don't say that.
I am responsible.
No, you're not.
I will go back to the sacred place, pass its test, and ask it to share the divine light of Gnosis so we can learn the truth about the essence. I will make up for what I've done. I promise.
Six turns around, his eyes meeting the gaze of the determined star.
It has been 300 years since the last challenger had their success in the cave. 37, are you aware that we have other means to cleanse the island, even if you don't bring the matter to Aperon?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then are you aware of the price you will pay, should you fail its test?
Yes, I am.
Then you shall have my blessing.
He leaves, ignoring the murmurs of shock. The gravel is thus brought down. The long debate has finally come to an end, thank goodness. Okay. Alright, so it has been 40 minutes of recording, and I'm already on part 4 just now. So, and unfortunately, I don't have enough things to get these things up for the next few chapters, so I'm gonna have to wait until tomorrow. Communication? Yeah, it's not looking good up here.
The headquarters has issued a notice. The critical point of the storm is in Vienna.
The chief assistant puts down Miss Radio and turns around with a somber expression.
This type of storm syndrome involves a bodily transformation into oil paintings, primarily affecting the face, but sometimes spreading to the torso. It is often accompanied by delirium and an intense obsession with war. Like the storm of 1929, it was accelerated by social upheavals resulting from the constant tensions Manus Vindictae created between nations.
This era.
The color of the sky has changed. The storm syndrome has finally reached this island. No one on the team's caught it yet, but that could soon change.
This is absurd!
Pfft, damn it. With a bag filled with alchemy materials over her shoulders, the young pirate remains spirited despite a week in underground captivity. So it's positive.
We went through all that trouble, sweated our guts out, and finally got to a place where the storm can be kept out. But now you're telling me that immunity is going to disappear like a fart in the wind?
I can tell why everyone's saying that Regulus is their favorite girl, despite everything. Yeah, I agree with you.
I was planning to stay here for a while. There might be alchemic materials and pieces of books the Abraxas has left behind from their mills. Ugh! Now that is frustrating, mate!
Well, there's always the suitcase.
Such is the nature of Arcanum.
The immunity hasn't disappeared. It's just waning. For now, only the beach has lost the effect. We're still safe around the Hall of Apeiron.
But there's no guarantee that we'll be safe here forever, right?
She's not wrong.
Reminds me of Xeno's survival test.
Sinetto and I talked about this. We think the island is protected by a large-scale arcane ritual. The sudden decay of the island's storm immunity might be the result of its changes, though I'm unsure of the specifics.
Those people are doing something about it, right? That leader with the rockstar hair, shouldn't he be taking action by now?
What at some point does number 6 have a rockstar hair?
6 has gathered all integers after the assembly. They're going to perform a mass cleansing ceremony. 37 also mentioned a test. I think they have more than one way to deal with the changes.
To the best of this apple's knowledge, secluded pure-blood arcanist groups often have rituals that they keep to themselves. These islanders impart truths based on intellect and rationality, yet their doctrines are highly religious. Perhaps their arcane skills are passed down in a religious manner.
Oh, very mysterious, very arcane. I hope they're not all huddled together doing a math at a time like this.
Yeah, it's called algebra.
And I'm more worried about us, Capitan.
Lilia changes her tone, unusually serious.
Arcana asked for more time for both sides to withdraw, didn't she?
She did.
Yes. 6 gave us 2 hours to leave. That is to say... we must set out when the storm countdown reaches 2000.
And before that, the stone bangle on your wrist still works, right?
Yes. I can feel it.
Ah, burning. What? What was that?
It would scold me whenever I thought about going to war with them.
Huh, I see. So we only have 2 hours for the plan.
Plan? What plan?
What plan, indeed?
Aren't we sneaking away from all this?
Sorry, Regulus. Your... accommodation was a long way from ours, so we haven't given you the latest updates. To put it simply...
Where are you going?
And there she is. Said no, please keep your mouth shut. The sudden appearance of the girl startles the crowd. 37 stands there with a curious look on her face.
37, we...
I don't know if I should let you lie. You are terrible at lying, Sonetto.
We're discussing how to leave this place, 37.
Good job.
Precisely. I was just about to say, your chief wants us gone in a jiffy, but we don't even have a piece of wood to sail with.
Yep.
Vertin is sizing us up to see if we can fit in her suitcase. She's going to swim across the Aegean Sea using her tiny arms. Right, Vertin?
That's an extreme over-exaggeration. Damn it, Regulus. Regulus squints and eagerly pokes her elbow in.
Right.
And you just agree.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
And she buys it.
Then you must leave from the north side of the beach. Jump off the cliff there and head south. The cliff is on the tangent line of the Hall of Aperon, which is a good sign for your journey.
I'm concerned that you know that. She nods confidently, fully convinced of her own conclusion.
I will show you where to jump, but you'll have to wait till Vertin and I return.
Why?
Me? Where are we going?
What are we doing?
What kind of question is that?
Indeed, why?
The only place worth going.
She extends her hand with a light and happy tone.
You're the one and only Zero.
Oh.
We'll go see Aperon together.
You finally seen him?
Aren't you going to look for 37? You took such good care of her while she was in a coma.
In the darkness, the figure trembles ever so slightly. She tries to steady herself.
I don't know. I don't know what I should do, Madame Mata. She's going back to the cave for the test, where I can't help her.
She looks down, trying her best to press her shaking hands together.
All I can do is pray for her, for I have no adequate knowledge or power to assist her, as ever.
Perhaps you needn't worry so much. 37 is the one favored by truth. She will be fine.
I know. It's just...
I'm getting more concerned about Sophia. The way she's being this extremely nervous, worrying, and the way she's feeling, I think she may be a target for, I guess, conversion with the Manus Vindicta or something. I don't know. Maybe something will happen in this chapter. I'm just thinking. Sophia lets out a long, helpless sigh and buries her face deep in her palms.
She is also of mortal flesh. She could get hurt, bleed, or die.
She is so worried about her. She avoids looking at the beach, seeing it as a battlefield where she lacks these skills to engage.
You haven't been with us for long, Madame Marta. Aperon and its test might be new to you. Here on this island, we spent years theorizing, proving, and constructing models based on our mortal comprehension, defining the boundaries of what man is capable of understanding. But when it comes to the essence and forms, we are unable to make any definitive statements. So we humbly approach the temple and inquire about the correctness of our beliefs, and our answer is delivered as a yes or no, reverberating in the form of echoes.
Is that the submission of proof Six mentioned before?
The corrector nods, knowing her friend has a natural talent for this.
Validating one's essence and soul with a number, and verifying the authenticity of one's claims are simple feats for us. But Aperon's test is different. Those who succeed will obtain the transcendental truth. Those who fail will pay a terrible price. Everything has its limits and boundaries. Those who overstep their bounds will only court their own misfortune. We must respect and be wary of our limits, so our souls will be adequate for our bodies, and all things be refrained from excess. The boundless, limitless, and infinity are not of our realm to tread. They belong only to ancient beings that we cannot utter. We can only stand in awe, offering our admiration, humility, and reverence. Now 37 is going to knock on its door and ask to be indulged with the transcendental truth. But if she fails, if she can't bear the weight of the boundless infinity,
she can't go on.
I wish I knew a better way, or could even do it in her place, but only she can do it. It has to be her. 37.
I'm sure this is the perfect solution to finally put an end to all our problems. If I pass the test, Apiron will grant me the answer to one question. It can be any question I don't have an answer to. Even about the essence and everything. At least that's what Mama told me.
37 nods with confidence.
I just have to choose the right question to ask. And we will be rid of all the troubles. Whether it be the emanation, the turmoil of the phenomenal world, or the dangers threatening the island. All will be gone.
I'm afraid things are not going to be as simple as it could be, 37.
I have Six's blessing. He agrees with me. So, Vertin...
Not so fast. You can't just steal away our helmswoman like that. This thing, it's too good to be without any risks, don't you think? What if Vertin doesn't make it back, huh? Who's going to swim us across the sea then?
It could be risky, but not for Vertin, only for me. 0 multiplied by any number will still be 0, and we have validated that proof.
Well, that's not good enough for this pirate. Besides, Vertin doesn't seem like a 0 to me.
It's okay, Regulus. I think I'll be safe there. But 37, isn't this a sacred test for your people? I've never taken the oath. I'm not one of you.
That does not matter, Vertin.
Ow. She gently shakes her head in determination.
But you must know that once we enter the temple, we cannot turn back. The path to the truth is a one-way road. Our last visit was interrupted, remember? You didn't get to ask your question, and I didn't get my answer. And now, I don't need to ask my question anymore.
She bites her lip, holding her own arms tight.
You and your friends were right, Vertin. The discord in the phenomenal world does have an effect on essence and forms. No one can argue against this when facing the emanation. But there's more I'd like to know, and I believe you feel the same. I will tell Six that you're coming with me. I will tell everyone and persuade them, because this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, 37, our precious little number.
Go, Timekeeper. While you're out, Lilia and I will ready us for evacuation.
We will liaise with the Foundation from here.
Thank you both. I'm ready. Before we go, 37, I have a question.
A golden opportunity has arisen. This could be a chance to level the playing field against Manus Vindictae.
You just said that Apiron will grant an answer to whoever passes the test. Will it answer my question? If I asked for a way to become immune to the storm?
That is a very difficult question, but will she get an answer? Indeed, indeed, indeed. Alright. A few hours has passed, and oh, look at that. Part 5. It looks like we're back at Laplace, I assume. So, 4 cross-checks, I believe, and we may have enough for probably 2 more parts. Whoa. Okay. What the...
Damn you narcissistic, fat-headed, humanocentrist freaks! You are the crazy ones, and I will prove myself right!
Huh?
Seriously! Can someone please bring Matthew back to the rehab center? That mask has made him crazy!
The researcher's arms flail wildly as he stumbles across the shiny silver floor, adding more to the chaos. Amidst the mayhem, a bottle of alcohol on the ground bursts into light blue flames. Oh, who threw Molotov? And then 2 metal feet stomp across the fire without hesitation.
Any progress?
There she is.
Not much. We've called all the experts here, but so far it's been a waste of time. Not even a bodily reaction when reciting the text.
Hold on. What the hell are you? I'm not sure what the hell you are. Are you an ink inside a robotic body? Okay.
It doesn't belong to any known language, nor follow any linguistic rules. Many are starting to doubt the accuracy of the incantation. After all, it was copied down by a novice investigator with her arcane skill, not her supervisor.
The door is pushed open. The spacious room is now packed with people. They're all gathered around a radio on a table.
Miss Marcus, can you confirm that the incantation you dictated was correct? We also learned that you witnessed a visual recording of Arcana performing her arcane skill, depicted through images recreated by a pure-blooded arcanist. Is that right?
Come on, Marcus, be brave.
Yes, to be precise, I saw it in the memories of Isolde, a former member of Manus Vindicte, using Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror.
Can you attest to the accuracy of this memory?
I can't say.
Do you deem the reflection of Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror to be accurate, factual, and without misinterpretation?
I'm not sure.
Come on, man. Marcus?
Can you confirm that your arcane skill, Read, was performed correctly and provided an unbiased, objective, and flawless interpretation?
I don't know about that either, but I saw it with my own eyes. I heard the chanting. I don't know what language that was, but that's how I heard it, and I've written it down phonetically.
Please calm down. We are only verifying the details. The Foundation has dispatched a special operations squad to you in Vienna. Please make sure the 2 other arcanists involved will return to the Foundation with you.
I understood.
Aww. The call ends. The liaison removes the headset. The result is far from ideal. Her face is pale and as lifeless as her mechanical colleagues.
Is this it?
A sarcastic voice cuts through the air as a man pushes through to the front.
An ancient miracle, a circle of salvation. Euna seco. Atuna psycho? An inexplicable incantation transcribed by an arcanist based on what she saw in the memory of another arcanist, recreated by yet another arcanist. That's as convoluted as a dream within a dream within a dream. To think they wanted an objective restoration. I mean, if Gnosis is so reliable and can really cross-check not only once but 4 times, it should have long replaced science by now. With this level of uncertainty, we might have better luck asking typewriter monkeys to randomly give us the answer to the storm immunity.
Adler? Why are you here?
I requested his participation on the cryptography team. He is a human, but he excels in the field of cryptography.
But...
The man takes a grim step forward.
And why can't I be here? Is it because Greta Hoffman's my sister? And this? Is this what a respectable and honorable member of the Foundation gave her life to retrieve? Is this the ritual she died for? Oh, right. It wasn't even her who retrieved the ritual. It was a student.
You are not currently on the official roster. You can leave at any time.
Really?
Leave? Why should I leave? Ich habe jedes Recht zu wissen, wofür meine Schwester gestorben ist. Nun gut, Leute, an die Arbeit. Lasst uns dieses große Rätsel entschlüsseln und sehen, was es uns bringen wird.
If he hasn't been wanting to have a reason to do this, he's got one now.
Erlösung oder Zerstörung?
He leaves sneering, waving the note with the phonetic spelling in his hand. The farce is finally over. The room is at peace again. The cryptography team turns to the robot, awaiting her instructions.
Return to your stations, please. Let us not dismiss its credibility until we have exhausted every possibility. Also,
she calmly turns her head.
Add Adler Hoffman into the cryptography team roster.
The cryptography lead hesitates for a moment, surprised. Nevertheless, he nods and quickly leaves the room. The phone on the wall used for internal communication begins to ring.
Storm Observation and Research Center. Noted. I will make sure Miss Lucy is aware of that.
The liaison puts down the phone and turns to the robot, a flicker of panic on her face.
What is the matter?
It's a call from the rehab center about the previous study on the Manus mask. Ma'am, I think you should go see this in person.
Very good, Matthew. Now tell us, what did you hear?
The already narrow corridor is now filled with security guards. The room they're guarding is heavily secured, isolated behind 3 layers of tempered glass. A patient sits in the room with a mask on his face.
Voices! Those voices! The inaudible murmurs, the frightening whispers, they worm into my ears. I told you before, I wrote about this before, but you just missed the mesmeric episodes.
And he volunteered to have this done to himself.
Did you put on the mask?
Yes. How else would I know that I was right? And now I know. Never ever heard them so clearly. They are screaming inside my head. They're temptations. They're promises. I just have to let go of my brain. Can you hear it? The benevolent mother is speaking.
His nails dig deep into his palms as if fighting an overwhelming impulse.
Now, I can write the ultimate paper.
Who is this mother?
She is answered by a loud crash. The researcher throws himself against the glass, gasping in horror and scratching helplessly at the surface. Jesus.
No, I can't say anymore. They see me. They've come for me. Kill me. Kill me now.
It is too late to beg for mercy. His scream is abruptly silenced as his head explodes open behind the glass barrier. Jesus. Amidst the splatter of blood and brain, a new being emerges from the remnants of his flesh. Aye. The alarm blares loudly. A Manus follower wriggles up from the bloody floor. Holding a triangle in hand, he lets out a light cry, reminiscent of a newborn's first wail. The liaison ends the call, cutting off the horrid sounds on the other end of the phone.
Suspend all research on the Manus mask at once. Its dangers far outweigh the potential benefits. Seal away all equipment and share only a controlled account of the incident with others. We cannot afford to have another researcher try on the mask again. Now, clean this up.
Yes, ma'am.
The airlock door hisses open. A squad of armed guards storms into the room under the cover of sleeping gas. On the other side of the glass, the robot turns away from the scene, categorizing yet another set of storm research data as irrelevant and filing it away as a waste in her memory.
Another dead end.
Wow. Very uncaring. Then again, science. I think I might be... Nah, I don't like that odds.
Let's go. I walk fast.
Great.
Did I start running?
No, charging.
It's newly made this year.
Splash in the water.
Eliminate target.
Enjoy!
Shell damaged.
There they are.
Experience
Another
fuels
is newly
knowledge.
made this year.
Together, we are here.
Let's get it over quick.
We must.
Got you.
Loading. Charging.
Another jar?
Barrage. Faraday's miracle.
Enjoy!
Not loading.
That's newly made this year.
Keep up the pace.
Aim and shoot.
There they are.
Although we come from different lands.
Ooh, I got a clue. Emergency notice to halt research on Manus Vindicte masks. To all members involved in storm research, menace masks are now considered extremely dangerous and of no research value. All related research and experimentation must cease immediately. In addition, if any members become irrationally agitated, display an abnormal hatred toward humanity, and believe they hear a soft, seductive female voice that is not there, nearby personnel should immediately evacuate the area and contact the nearest security officer. Dangerous wares, bananas disciples, inner workings are cleared. William secured. Matthew was transformed. Okay. Another clue. Vienna Investigation Operations Report for public record. News from the front lines. The esteemed Miss Greta Hoffman, a valiant fighter for human advancement, has tragically lost her life during a storm investigative mission. Investigator Marcus has successfully relayed final information and it's waiting for support on site. A special operations team has been dispatched. Post haste. Please resume work. Okay, so, right. Examining the storm is a daunting task that requires careful consideration. So that's why it's wise to collect and document every potential clue here for the future reference. So, right, so I guess this is part of the chapter, I believe, maybe. Let me fix my mic. Alright. So this is Lucy's room, I guess. An unknown incantation. A mask that has proven to be extremely dangerous. These are the only leads they currently have on the storm. Her metallic fingers pick up another stack of files. These are the test results of the Manus mask, confirming the presence of asymmetrical nuclide R. The robot studies them carefully. The slit on her face pulses with contemplation.
What is the status of the sampling, Simone? Any updates from the timekeeper?
I did not even click on anything, it just showed it there.
For the moment, no. The people on the island are still suspicious of the Foundation's motives, so she hasn't had a second chance to collect any samples. But she has called in an hour ago. We were informed that she will return to the cave shortly. She also warned us that the immunity zone on the island appears to be shrinking. The safe zone is not stable.
The robot did not put on a face today. Simone can only read her mood from the narrow slit.
Mom, have you noticed something?
They are unrelated, Simone. The mask and the incantation are indeed related to Manus Vindictae, but they are unrelated to each other.
She moves the sealed Manus mask aside.
If the account of the Vienna investigator is correct, one cannot help but question, why would Arcana not simply give the masks to Isolde and her brother?
Good question.
Investigator Marx's report was highly lacking, making it challenging for us to infer what truly happened.
I suppose we can be skeptical that the report is incomplete, but it is all we have for now. She did a good job. I could not have asked for more. We all heard it. An ancient miracle. A circle of salvation.
The robot extends her hand, drawing an imaginary circle in the air.
The leader of Manus Vindictae promised a miracle, but the mask is far from it. The mask is a tool of control, designed to identify and enslave the believers. Matthew has demonstrated its effects for us, but this ritual is different.
Do you mean the ritual is more sophisticated than the mask?
The robot nods approvingly.
Perhaps, but it is not entirely definitive. The investigators in Vienna completed their mission spectacularly, and now Matthew has proven that the mask is useless for our purposes. Its immunity was only a cover for its other functions, and the mask has powerful and irreversible side effects. Even if we find out how it protects the wearer from the storm, we cannot use it on our colleagues.
That is the most definite thing you cannot do. She picks up the script.
If this incantation is verified to be true, it will be our Promethean fire.
I wonder how they're doing.
This ritual is useless to us. Save yourself this trouble. We're not getting anywhere with this.
What?
The room is cluttered with all sorts of sophisticated equipment. The floor is littered with scrap paper. The researchers haven't lifted their heads or taken a break for quite some time. No wonder. The cryptography lead stares at Enigma. A fresh cup of coffee in his hand, his patience is wearing thin. As the metaphorical string labeled tolerance in his mind is finally about to snap.
Explain yourself, Adler. What do you mean the ritual is useless? You barely sat down. My coffee's still hot.
The cryptographer solemnly hands the lead a stack of papers in from his desk.
I don't need to waste any more time. It's simple logic. The current information is insufficient for cryptographic decryption. We're attempting an exhaustive brute force, comparing every ancient text and record to find the language or corresponding text. It's like looking for a needle in a colossal haystack. Even if we stumble onto a match, none of us can validate such a thing. A breakthrough in this regard is simply not possible.
You can't be serious.
Across the room, a man stands up abruptly from his chair, clenching a pen in his hand.
And what is the basis of your reasoning? Have you figured out the mechanics behind the ritual?
I didn't need to understand the intricacies of Arcanum to deduce this. It was simple logic.
So you never even tried to understand it. With your supposedly superior human reasoning, you dismissed all of our dedication and hard work just like that. Who the f do you think you are?
Who the heck? Okay. Wow. Before anyone can react, the researcher lunges at Enigma and punches him right in the face.
What?
Enigma brings a hand up to his cheek, looking more confused than angry.
Matthew was right. You arrogant fools, clueless morons! Get out of my face, you humanocentric narcissist! Go to hell!
The researcher snarls, brandishing his pen like a soldier brandishing a dagger. Much to his frustration, his swing loses power midair, another casualty of the neck and shoulder pain that plagues this office. Enigma narrowly avoids the attack, bewildered by the turn of events.
Was this really necessary? I was just sharing my conclusion.
Oh, it was the mask. I should have thought of that. He worked in the same lab as Matthew, and he must have been exposed to the mask.
Wow, get him out of here.
But his physical exam seemed fine. Is there an incubation period?
Does he seem fine to you now? Huh? No! Williams! Put that down! That's the only Conway Automaton 5 left after the storm.
Everyone, I think they just got stress. They're hallucinating. It's stress. He is met with a guttural growl, followed by the deafening crash of metal against wall. The machine whizzes past his head and shatters to pieces on impact. The cryptography lead can feel his insanity teetering on the brink. I'm getting stressed. I'm getting tongue twisted here. He staggers toward the door, frantically smacking the big red button on the wall. Shut it down.
Security! Security! We've got a code red!
Did I start running?
No,
You,
Dress
another
progress.
jar?
Splash in the water.
There they are. Enjoy!
Hang on a second. Let me see what you are. How do you attack?
Under attack.
Yeah, let me see what you are. I kinda... Okay, that's just the guard leader. Okay, never mind.
Charging. Loading.
It's newly made this year.
Faraday's miracle. Aim and shoot.
Got you.
And...
Ouch!
In a second.
Another jar?
Charging.
Experience fuels knowledge.
Target confirmed.
Keep up the pace.
Honey!
Knowledge.
Another
Dress
jar?
progress.
I'll fill the cup for you. Ah!
Devote yourselves to one another.
You don't want to miss it.
Listen there.
Got you.
See how my skill. No loading. Dress progress. The sparkling of the sea, the shimmering of scales. There is always a light to follow. Splash in the water.
Barrage.
Wow.
Circuits charging.
It's newly made this year.
I, Robot, Child of Science. Eliminate target.
Yet another proof nearing perfection.
So, what are the implications for the decryption?
There were no unintended consequences. We were able to control Williams in time, and the Conway Automaton 5 he destroyed wasn't useful to our work anyway.
You serious?
I am glad you kept the damages to a minimum.
Lucy turns off the screen in front of her and turns around.
Since you are still here, Mr. Ulrich, I take it as a sign that you have more to report?
In a secluded area of the hallway, an emotionally charged complaint is about to take place. The cryptography lead tries to keep his voice low, looking completely disfelled from the turmoil he has just endured.
Williams was merely an accident, ma'am, but Adler is a loose cannon on the team. We need to talk about this. With all due respect, I still don't understand why you put him on the team. He may have made his contributions to Laplace, but that was 8 years ago. Now he's just an irritating defeatist and a staunch supporter of humanocentrism.
Every particle of feral fluid in his helmet is vibrating with rage, his voice raising involuntarily.
He never understood the Arcanum, or tried. He's still stuck in the time before the first storm and refuses to acknowledge that his small, beautiful world is gone. How can someone like that help us?
The robot senses his doubt and frustration. There may be more sentiments and underlying issues at play. She pauses for a moment before answering, as if deep in thought.
I understand your concern, but I have not heard anything about the incapacitation of Adler Hoffman.
What? He got a few scratches at most. The guy barely touched him.
So he is fine. I am glad we agree. Is there anything else you would like to report?
She has total trust in Adler, huh? The robot waits 5 seconds for an answer, but there isn't one. This must be the social cue that it is her turn to speak.
His lack of knowledge on Arcanum is exactly why we need him. His human perspective will offer valuable insights on arcane rituals. The results of this study will not only be used to save arcanists, but also humans who share the same world with us.
The cryptography lead tries to argue further, but Lucy is certain the issue has been sufficiently addressed.
We are racing against the clock, mister. And your report on personal disputes and racial conflicts has wasted 2 minutes and 37 seconds of our time.
Exactly. Stop wasting time and get back to work.
If he refuses to cooperate, you have every right to remove him from the team. That is your responsibility. Oh.
From the other end of the corridor, the subject of their argument approaches, looking deeply upset and clutching a stack of papers. Clearly, he has heard every word they just said.
I am relieved that you survived your altercation. What would you like to report?
Their eyes meet, making both of them squirm uncomfortably. This is undoubtedly one of the most awkward moments in both of their careers. After a prolonged silence, Ulrich steps back and walks away. Without even looking back at him, Enigma begins his report in a low voice.
I'm fed up with wasting time, ma'am. The setback with the mask has already driven too many people insane. That's why you should take a look at this.
He hands the stack of files to Lucy.
I can logically deduce that our current direction is another dead end. The incantation isn't long enough for cryptographic decryption. We will have to turn to ancient records. Perhaps we'll find something in age-old manuscripts, in tablet inscriptions, or in the memories of powerful arcanists. But even if we find it, we can't validate it because none of us can cast the skill.
The robot remains silent during his pessimistic remarks, flipping through each page of the file.
Low-ranking arcanists can't cast high-ranking skills, even if they know the exact pronunciation and meaning of the incantation. Gnosis is beyond reason like that and cannot be debated. It stems from raw intuition rather than logic and intellect, is shaped by personal experience and natural abilities, and cannot be intentionally replicated. And the most determining factor, it relies on the arcanist's purity of blood. The miracle ritual you hold such hopes for belongs to the leader of Manus Vindictae, a pure-blooded arcanist whose power is beyond our imagination. It's like asking a toddler to solve Goldbach's conjecture. It's completely beyond the boundaries of our limits.
But you are not an arcanist. Why should you play by their rules?
The man is taken aback by her question. It's something he's never considered before.
You are right. Arcanists differ due to the purity of blood. Researcher Medicine Pocket has already reported the linear correlation between the bloodline of an arcanist and their abilities, and has drawn a conclusion 10 times more extreme.
Then you should listen. That's their area of expertise.
Her neck moves subtly, almost like shaking her head.
We know that our cryptographers do not have the power to validate the ritual, and we do not expect you to do that. All I ask of you is to come up with a feasible plan and to do it as a team.
Enigma turns away, repulsed at the mention of team. Lucy finishes reading the report and hands it back to him.
Your deduction is logical, but not practical or actionable, so I should return this to you.
What?
The glow in her eye slit is strangely reassuring, almost like a smile. She looks out of the window.
Your logic is impressive, Adler, but do not let it limit your thinking.
Again, a great shot.
You spoke of the boundaries of arcane power, but logic has its limits too. Knowledge can be obtained through various means, such as intuition, logical reasoning, empirical observations, and teachings from others. Your team is not the only one cracking the ritual through their own means. If you fail, we will turn to the others, and if that approach is wrong, we will try another. If no solution is found before the storm, we will simply wait for the next one. What matters is we keep moving forward, no matter the cost. We must keep to the path, or we will be swept away like dust in the rain.
For once, the researcher does not argue. He whispers as if talking to himself.
If one team fails, you can still turn to the others. Warum denn? Warum musste es Greta sein?
What?
Forget it. Just a bitter, irrational thought. This marks the end of my efforts. Hopefully, the others will bring you the needed breakthroughs.
The man walks away in anger, but after only a few steps, a question comes to mind.
You've been waiting here for a while. Are you expecting someone? You aren't the type to waste time listening to us whine, so there must be something here worthy of your attention. Is someone close to a breakthrough?
Nothing of the sort. I am recharging. We have a public power outlet here.
She moves her joints as if standing for so long has stiffened her body.
But I am indeed waiting. The doves of the Whitestone House are here.
The sound of flapping wings fill the air. The researcher is astonished as the creature, with a texture similar to plaster, perches on her metal finger.
Good. Someone closer to the limit has given us aid.
Alright, so we got another clue. So, storm immunity decryption progress. Investigator Marcus, originally from Romania, and conversant in several languages, including German and English, has determined that the pronunciation of the spell does not belong to any language she knows, and has therefore provided the spell as a phonetic transcription. It's not in English, not German, not French, not Romanian, Spanish, Chinese, Russian, or Polish. Suggestion from Adler, a tuna psycho. I'll smack him later. All incorrect, missing critical information, a rare language, or dead language. Yet another clue for the mind, I guess. Alright, so we got 2 more things to do here, which is, I guess, this thing here.
Be ever so careful, dear. The fiery thirst for knowledge is blazing bright within you. Be careful not to put it out. Once, many fire thieves sat here, sipping coffee, as they tried to decipher the best angle to hold up their reeds, to jam the burning wheel of Helios and steal his flame. The gods are selfish. They're stingy with their might.
Let's see. Shouldn't the gods be more generous, or some will receive it first come, first served? I question.
That's easy to say when the power's not yours to give. Knowing how to share is a rare virtue. Knowing how to share knowledge is a rarer virtue still. How can we transfer our wisdom into mortal minds? The gods pondered. Can inspiration be duplicated from one brain to another? It comes and goes like a gust of wind. So, what can be done?
Sounds like a twist to the stories is coming.
Not yet, darling. We've only finished the prologue. However, there is a but waiting down the road. A sudden rain dampened people's enthusiasm for the future. The floppy disks and many clever minds perished in it. Some of the fire thieves grieved the loss. They screamed and swore to retrieve what was lost. What about the rest of them? They returned to primitive chaos, like coelacanths crawling back into the ocean after thousands of years of evolution. Once again, they became the protégés of Arcanum. Perhaps they made the right choice by leaving that useless science behind. Who knows? The story of the fire thieves has only gone this far, darling. At this point, no one knows what will happen to Prometheus or what's inside Pandora's box.
Yeah, that is weird food for thought here. Also, there was this thing. A nifty little fellow, crystallization of tangible wisdom. That's gotta be a fight, isn't it? Or not. I guess we just got... Oh, it's that thing, isn't it? It's the thing, isn't it? Okay, after reviewing my editing, I just decided, hey, it's only 1:30. Might as well, I think I might as well do one more part, and I'll end the video here. So, let us go with Maze of the Minotaur. Perhaps a fight, maybe? Back at the island?
Any news from Zeno?
They are moving as planned. The deployment will be complete within 2 hours. What about Arcana?
Same old, standing still on the rock as if she's a part of it. Soaking up the salt in the wind, I guess.
So Nettle fiddles with the communication device, making sure Lilia's voice is as loud and clear. Now Regulus can hear their exchange with perfect clarity.
She's found herself a good spot, overlooking all of us from up there. The center of the island where the number people are heading. The entrance to the cave where Vertin and 37 are going. And the beaches in the storm. Nothing escapes her sight.
Impressive! Maybe she's planning her escape.
Is she also going to swim? It seems like we're in for a swimming competition. Speaking of which, it would be nice if those tortoise slowpokes could swim a little faster.
She hangs up and resumes surveillance of her target. The next 2 hours are critical. The islanders are busy with the cleansing ceremony, while the outsiders are preparing for their departure.
Look, Sonetto, I understand your plan now, but I still can't shake off a bad feeling about all this.
Don't worry, Regulus. We have gone over this many times. The margin of error should be below 0.00025%. I'm confident that it will work.
I know. Spare me with the numbers. I know I can rely on you.
No, she's too dumb to know numbers. She waves her hand quickly, as if swatting away the numbers like flies.
I'm still worried about Vertin. Will she make it back in 2 hours?
Yeah, she worried about the wife. Sorry.
If she doesn't come back in time, who's going to take charge and guide us? We'll have to steer our own course, won't we?
Yes.
Sonetto nods.
Laplace is gathering every piece of information they can find on the storm. The discovery of the asymmetrical nuclide R was already a remarkable breakthrough. It would help the immunity research a lot if the Timekeeper could find something useful in that cave.
The pirate is not satisfied with the answer. Evidently, she has a strong opinion on the matter.
I don't think she's going to have a lovely time there,
Nah.
judging by what happened to me last time.
Yep. Having spent the longest time there, she's undoubtedly the most qualified to comment on the subject.
Is it just me, or do you also find this a bit fishy? The dangers aside, using an answer as a reward? What? Is this deity some sort of answering machine?
In fact, Apeiron is a philosophical concept introduced by the ancient Greek philosopher Anaximander, which means the origin of everything. It is the physical manifestation of the boundless, the indeterminate, and the infinite. Everything arises from it and returns to it, but it appears to serve a more practical purpose for the believers on this island.
Miss Marta told me about this. There are limits to the knowledge one can acquire, even when using numbers, which are considered closest to the essence. But Apeiron is a boundless, limitless existence. If we wish to seek knowledge beyond our own limitations, we must turn to it for help.
She faithfully recites what she learned from the teachings of Apeiron. Apple adjusts his bow tie, grateful for her contribution.
To the best of this Apple's recollection, the more ancient, abstract, and intangible an entity is, the more likely it possesses arcane powers beyond our fathom. By communing with the supreme existences through sympathetic magic, worshippers could gain the guidance of their transcendental gnosis. They would, of course, exact a price from the worshippers as well.
Price?
Now she knows? Just hearing the word makes your heart sink. Oh no.
Could you be more specific on that, Mr. Apple?
Oh no. She's about to go save a wife. I'm sorry.
What's the price? Lives or something else?
Don't stress over it. I wouldn't stress over that.
Vertin! Jump over here!
And we're in the cave. Whoa.
Very good. Now you are on number 1. And you should jump to 7. This is a 4x4 magic square. You just need to make sure every 4 steps you take adds up to 34.
A mathematical puzzle platforming. That's gonna be hell. Howling wind fills the air. The unstable footing is the only solid thing they can rely on. The path into the cave is completely different from than before. The transparent stairs are gone, as are the swirling golden lines in the air. Now, only cold rock walls surround them, and numbered bricks lie beneath their feet. It is a game of hopscotch unlike any other.
I don't understand, 37. This place was different the last time we were here.
Yeah, it was made it easier for you.
It has changed because the test has begun. The path to new knowledge is always harder than verifying a known result. Don't worry. This is like a labyrinth with a minotaur. There is always a way to the center.
But weren't those labyrinth walkers offerings to the Minotaur?
Unfortunately, she doesn't seem to care about or be concerned at all.
Now we're going to solve the magic square. Vertin, the next number is 10.
Christ's sake. Whoosh! The world churns around them. A space is revealed. As the magic square is solved, the maze shifts once more.
Oh no! It turned into a magic circle. We have to calculate again.
No!
This one's easy. The sum of the numbers on each circle should be equal to the sum of the numbers on its diameter plus the number in the middle.
My brain hurts.
We're just going from a square to a circle. It's not that difficult.
How?
You are now on 32. We need to find 17 or 21.
Completely absorbed in solving the puzzle, she doesn't notice what's coming up behind her. A geometric figure with the number 21 hurls toward her. For a moment, she thought she heard it chuckle.
Careful, 37. The numbers are coming to life. We need to put them back in place.
We fight numbers now. We fight in math. Never have I thought I'd see the day.
Come together to conquer this great weight.
What? 3 times 7 equals 21?
What? Are you making fun of my name?
White shell, pencil-like forelimbs.
Ah! It deflected my arcane skill.
What?
Vertin, it's no use attacking 21.
Where?
Just focus on 9 and 33 instead.
Where? I see a 5 and whatever that is.
Start with the number that has the largest absolute value. 33.
Where is 33? Right over here? Oh, I see. Oh, I see it on the fucking things. Okay.
The connection between numbers.
Wait. Yeah.
Form,
We'll just go with this.
and order.
Buff you.
Experience fuels knowledge.
And I'll just buff you instead.
Keep up the pace.
Do I have to kill this thing?
Incomprehensible.
Oh my god. Okay. We are not doing well. Okay, hang on a second. Let me my brain's going to hurt at the end of this, so
No, drives progress.
Allow me to double check the battery levels.
I guess
Charging.
you. I don't know.
This is for us all.
Faraday's miracle. Target confirmed.
Criminy. No! Please don't attack my...
See how my skills glisten in the sunlight. Experience fuels knowledge. The sparkling of the sea, the shimmering of scales. There is always a light to follow.
Maybe I should have picked another character that does...
I, Robot, child of science.
Devote yourselves to one another.
Alright.
Under attack.
Okay. We'll just go with you then. And this is a...
Connection between numbers.
Knowledge drives progress.
I confirm that this adheres to the precepts.
Together, we are equal.
Okay. Hang on.
From beneath the water, the answer surfaces. The connection between numbers.
Charging.
Fluidity and fluctuation. A hypothesis of truth.
There we go. We got rid of 33.
Eliminate target.
Alright, stop attacking, please. Alright, I guess we're still doing 33 then. I guess we're still doing 33 then. Where am I at? Guess I'll go over here. You and you.
We have reached a preliminary conclusion.
The light that illuminates all.
Yes, sure. Reinforce.
From beneath the water,
charging.
beyond fluidity and fluctuation, a hypothesis of truth.
I get it. I get it. Okay, that's cool.
It's another proof nearing perfection.
Okay, quick little comment here. That was cool, though. That mechanic of that fight is pretty much one of these crabs has a number that she's telling us to attack. And if we attack any other number other than the one she called out, they're probably just going to get revived. Maybe. So we take care of the one that has the number she wants to get rid of. That number will move on to another crab, and we have to target that. That's a cool-ass mechanic. Difficult, too. The ground ceases to shake, and everything comes to a standstill once again. The numbers have returned to their original positions. 37 breezes past them with a cheerful smile, making a beeline for the exit.
Like I said, it's not that big of a deal.
She stops. Before the gate stands a familiar figure.
I thought the next question would be the Ford Circle, the Monster Group, or Hilbert's Infinite Grand Hotel. I never thought it would be Six. Hello, Six. Are you the real thing?
How'd he get here?
Yes, I'm the real Six.
Why are you here?
I wouldn't be so sure. When it comes to the essence, we are all shadows cast on a wall by a flickering fire. How do you know you're the real Six?
That was too much to take in. Even 37 can't help but step back.
Did you just smile?
He never smiles, does he?
Now I very much doubt that you're real.
Because she knows he never smiles.
I didn't. And I am the true Six. This gate has always been guarded by a Six.
The leader reverts back to a blank expression. 37 doesn't seem to be thrilled to see her friend here.
I have a bad feeling about this. I think the question we're about to answer will be very simple. It's just a formality, isn't it? You'll ask a question and let us through. I've seen you do that on other tests before.
Formality is also important.
No, only the essence is important. Only the forms are important.
Six shakes his head, showing no inclination to continue the debate.
This is a question about the essence and forms, 37. Please pay heed to it. As for Miss Vertin, we only expect you to lend a patient ear.
Very well.
37 looks at Six with determination. The same look she had when she faced that challenge in the game of Cottabos? She's confident that she can resolve any problem that comes her way.
37.
And she's here.
If your pursuit of truth were to lead to the destruction of your faith and beliefs, would you still keep going?
What?
Hard question, isn't it? She exclaims involuntarily.
What kind of question is that?
A question you need to answer. Most definitely, that needs to be answered. And of course, that is the end of that. So unfortunately for me, that's all the time I have for today. And this might be near the 2-hour limit that I posted on myself. So, as always, thank you all for watching this video. And I hope you really enjoyed this video and bared with this long-ass video. And if you did enjoy this video and story, please let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video or dislike it. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to click the subscribe button if you wish to support my channel. If you enjoyed my narration, my video gameplay as is, and content in general. What's interesting about is that they are on a race of time. The immunity is starting to dwindle, and they're probably doing everything they can. But ultimately, I think it's going to fail. And I guess limits will be tested, and hard truths will come by, and eventually we may or may not get what we need to come here for. So, in the next video, I will be doing part 8, probably going all the way to, I believe, part 14, depending on how long each of these things will be, and how long I can ramble. So, we will be answering 6's question, I believe. And it's all about faith, testing of the faith, you know? Like a crisis of faith or something like that, right? Something like testing your beliefs or whatever. Until then, I will see you guys in the new video, so peace out. And have an awesome weekend.